Welcome to another pick a card reading. Today we are going to do this at night as I need to waste some time, so I decided to do a reading. So we're going to figure out what it is you need to heal or work on in order to attract or basically create a space for your true partner to come in. And then we're going to see what you can do in order to attract such an opportunity. Okay, so choose one of these three options. We have bracelets today to choose from. Each one contains a heart, but they look different from each other. We have a pure chain here with a heart on it. We have a bracelet with hemp cords, which looks like a sort of like a mechanical or steampunk sort of heart. And we have a heart with a chain but with a black ribbon weaved through it. So whichever option you prefer that calls to you, you can also close your eyes, take a deep breath, and when you're ready and you have chosen your pile, even if it's more than one, that's okay as well. Go to the timestamps in the description box below where you can click on the pile that you chose and it will take you to your reading. Okay, so I'll see you there. Hello, pile 1. So this will be your reading. So first let us see what it is you need to work on or improve on in order to cleanse the space and create an opportunity for someone to come in. Okay, and you got to take off your masks. So it's possible that there's many layers to this. So take what resonates for you. This card could be talking about someone that either lies to themselves and others, that may come off as someone who wants to maybe do good or be a great partner, loyal and faithful, but knows that in the end it's not who they are, and then they end up cheating all the time, being disloyal. Even for some, if you may not act on it, maybe your eyes wander, right? So this card is telling you to own it. If you are not the commitment type, that is okay, but at least let your partner know, or let your potential girlfriend or boyfriend know. Because there's no point in hiding who you are if this is you through and through, right? Why continue breaking hearts and creating drama when you can just own it, be who you are, and go out there and connect with other people like you? Okay, for others, this could be saying take off your mask, as in like, be your true self. Be your most authentic self. Stop pretending you have some sort of a lifestyle that you don't. Stop creating this sort of illusion or persona when deep down this isn't you. Okay, so the reason why this is important to do is because if you want to match with your highest potential, a person of value, someone who can not just benefit your life and like that they serve you, right? Because you may be the main character in your own life, but you're not the main character on the planet. Okay, your partner is a main character in their own life. Okay, so it's not always about you. So you need to be your most authentic self in order to match with that value person. Because either you're never going to match with the person you're meant to be with, or by wearing these masks or personas or creating illusions around yourself or your life, you might attract them but totally destroy the relationship because of your performance, of your mask, right? So you want to destroy a portion of your ego that creates this illusion. Okay, you want to humble yourself, be grounded, and be your most authentic and true self. Tune in and connect. Nonverbal communication, intuition, and messages. This could mean that in order to attract this person, you also need to be a good listener. You can't just keep talking. You can't be disturbing the peace or the silence with words, because sometimes some things are meant to be felt. Some things are meant to be in silence. Because oftentimes it's the things that aren't said that are felt the most, right? So any type of special moment might even be destroyed if you use words. So you need to learn to connect by being present, by tuning in, by even reading body language, by reading between the lines. Okay, because maybe this person that either wants you or that is being prepared for you, maybe they're the type of person that wants a mystery, or that functions on, like, I want to say telepathy, but it's not actual telepathy. It's just knowing how to read the person, their vibe, in order to understand and know what they want in that moment, what they're about, their presence. Okay? So stripping away the mask will enable you to tune in a lot more deeper than you can with words, with um, exaggerations, with illusions and things like that. So something you need to work on or improve on. Something regarding writing, possibly. Maybe this is about journaling. Because in order to find your most authentic self, it's best to write down your actual feelings, right? Connecting with who you truly are by writing. At the end of the day, before you go to bed, once you brush your teeth and everything, and right before you get into your bed, or maybe you're sitting on your bed, take out a journal and just write about your day. It doesn't have to be every single, like, specific thing that happened, but just like the main points. Was there something that you found interesting that day? Did something occur that doesn't happen every day? Maybe somebody visited, or maybe you went somewhere special, or maybe you chose to go a different road than you usually go through on your way to work or way home or whatever, and something interesting happened. Write about how you felt that day, like your most authentic feelings, because this journal isn't for anyone else to read. It's going to be just for you, your eyes, so you can be your most raw self. And the more you share your true self with yourself, you're going to start to destroy the illusion and see who you truly are, beyond the politics, beyond your family, beyond your partner, beyond, well, I mean, if you're looking for love, you don't have a partner, but just, beyond everything. If there was nothing else there, who would you be at the end of the day? Okay? Discovery, yes. So this aligns with the writing and with taking off your mask. You need to work on discovering who you are first before that person comes in. Because by not knowing who you truly are, you could easily destroy this relationship. And if, let's say, a really great relationship was fated for you, something so powerful, so deep, not just chemistry, not just sexual tension or great conversations, but something that touches your soul, that awakens every cell in your body, that makes you lose your breath because of how amazing this person is, how unpredictable their words are. If that sort of love was fated for you, you would regret not showing your true self. And for ladies out there, it's your authentic self beyond the makeup, beyond the plastic that you put in your body, like implants and Botox and things like that. Okay, nobody wants a stiff Barbie. Someone of value and of quality wants someone genuine, someone authentic, someone that nature has birthed naturally. So think about that. You got air. So this is something regarding also your mentality. You need to change something regarding your thoughts or your perspective, how you see things. Once you shift on what you focus on and how you see things, things are going to get a lot better for you, because you're going to realize things that you may have missed before or may not have even thought of. So it's interesting that you got the death and temperance here, because with the death, it talks about a transition, right? Ending certain things in order for new beginnings to come through. And what you need to end here is that persona, that illusion that you create, the lies you tell, that needs to end. With temperance, it's a sort of balance, right? You're balancing yourself, who you are. Because when you lie, when you create personas, when you create an image of yourself that isn't truth, it throws you off balance. Because that's not your true self, that's not who you really are. So you need to reconnect with who you actually are in order for this to improve. Yes, because with the King of Pentacles, it's like only then can you truly get the wealth and abundance, and I don't mean abundance in just like, or the wealth in just like a money format, right? But generally, the things that make us happy, that puts value and satisfaction in our life, you will get that once you end this illusion or whatever it is. Hierophant. So you were meant, with this writing now as well, and the Hierophant, you were meant to go deeper. Okay, because currently with the masks that you have on, you are living in this, in shallowness, very shallow waters, where you get little tastes of things, but it's never enough. It's like you're never satisfied with what you get. And remember that energy attracts like energy. So if you yourself are fake in some way, or lie in some way, or isn't faithful in some way, that is the exact same energy you are attracting to yourself. So you can't be one thing but expect someone better to come in for you and be something special for you. That's never going to happen. And even if they do come in, you will end up destroying that relationship. So in order to attract someone or something specific that you want in your life, you will have to become those things. You will have to be loyal. You will have to be faithful. You'll have to be loving. You'll have to learn what your love language is. What is natural for you. And you have to exist in that space. Because only then, when you're content with yourself, when you know who you truly are, only then will you attract that person for you. Okay? So now we're going to see some guidance or solutions on what you can do. So this was all about what you need to heal and take care of. But we're going to see what you can do in order to bring in or manifest the love that you want, okay? So I'm going to shuffle the decks again and we'll continue the reading. Okay, so we're back. So what can you do in order to attract your soulmate? Reconnect with Mother Earth, plant, garden, and harvest. That's interesting because nature is the most authentic environment that there is, right? Nothing is fake. If an animal is hungry, it will go and hunt. It's not going to pretend that it's not hungry and, lay around. It does what it feels is necessary and what they need in that moment. So by reconnecting with nature, by choosing to spend more time in nature, you're going to start to shed off that ego. Okay, you're going to become more humble. You're going to start learning from nature and even lowering your stress levels, because the more time you spend with our Great Mother, the less stress you feel. Even painting your room green will give you more peace than any other color. Okay, so spend more time in nature. That's one way to open up that field of love coming in. You got wisdom. So being more wiser, choosing better for yourself, deciding on things that benefit you in the long run and not just some temporary fix or temporary satisfaction. Okay? Sometimes you have to sacrifice some things in the moment in order to have something that's more fulfilling later on and that will last you a lot more. You got renewal, so a fresh start. Okay? Yeah, maybe a period of cleansing, right? So if you have anything from previous partners, either give it back to them or throw it out. If you haven't purged or maybe moved around your furniture in quite a while, maybe do that, because when you clean, when you start to purge everything and you look, at the tiny details of everything you have, give it away, sell it, throw it out. When you do that sort of cleansing, you are creating an atmosphere where where there's more opportunity for things to come in. Okay, it's almost like cutting down the dead trees to create this beautiful clearing so that you can plant new ones. Okay? And you got the wheel of the year. And there's two paths here. So this is basically saying that everything goes in a cycle, right? It's like no matter what path you choose, life will always go up and down. It will never be perfect, and it will never be always horrible, right? It always fluctuates, right? It goes up and down. Things change. If you've been having some great, luck and good times, eventually a struggle comes along. If you have been struggling for a while, eventually some good news comes along, right? So everything works in cycles. And that's what it seems like you need to understand or get a grasp of. That just because you may not be with that person now, know that life is preparing both of you. Maybe they're the ones a little stuck at the moment and need your patience so that they can work on something they need to work on before they come in for you. Right? It's like we always think about ourselves and what we need, even if we're 100% ready and need this person now. It's like you have to be aware that they too are preparing for you. They too are learning their lessons in order to be great for you. Okay? Okay. So in order to manifest your true love, what you can do is rest. Okay? Know that things are being worked on in the background. Things are being prepared. And you can't be desperate or constantly searching for that person, because that creates more desperation. That's what the energy you're giving off is, right? So you want to rest. You want to relax, okay? Everything great that comes up in life is never expected. It's always spontaneous. It happens when you aren't even thinking about it. Like, look back in your life and think about all the great opportunities, the great memories that happened. Most of the time, like majority of the time, they're never planned. It just happens unexpectedly, right? Someone maybe asks you to go out with them one night, as they always do. You think nothing of it, and then the most amazing things happen, right? So you have to rest. You have to learn to let go. When you can't control something, then you have to learn to let go. Judgment and death. I'm hearing a second chance. It's like you're being given a second chance. But you need to let go of certain things. Maybe it's that mask, maybe it's the lies, or the player, the playboy type of lifestyle, whatever it is. Something needs to end. Because you're being called to something greater. Something with depth, something that calls to your soul, that feeds your soul, and not just your physical self. I feel like this person, whoever is coming in, is someone with intellect. Someone that could potentially challenge you. But it comes from a place of tough love and of helping you uncover your true potential and your highest potential. So group 1, that is all I have for you. I hope this resonated. I wish you guys luck. I really hope that each one of you finds the love that you deserve and that you need in order to thrive and to heal whatever it is on the inside, that hopefully you heal before they come, because you don't want to, drag along the baggage into a new relationship. So be single for a while, figure yourself out, find out who you are, and things will go from there. Okay? Spend more time in nature as well. Also remember that I do personal readings. You can also become a member. And I recently started putting up some spooky season themed collections and merchandise. More is coming on the way. So check that out, and I will see you guys next time. Hello group 2, and welcome to your reading. So let us see what it is you need to work on or heal first in order to create a space for love to come in. So you got entrapment. So the feeling of being trapped somehow. This could be physically or mentally. Maybe your environment is keeping you stuck somehow, or mentally you are keeping yourself stuck somehow. So we'll see what the other cards say. You got treat your body well. Exercise, meditate, and massage. I feel like this could also be talking about this entrapment card where it's telling you to be more kinder to yourself. Maybe your loneliness or lack of great relationships has created this feeling that you're not worthy, that just because it hasn't happened yet, that it will never. But that's not true. Okay, once you free yourself, once you stop overthinking or being desperate about it, you're going to see how easily and smoothly things start to trickle in. Okay, it's never going to be, I mean, maybe it's rare, possibly, but things aren't going to just come in all of a sudden. Sometimes it trickles down, you know? But maybe while it was trickling and things were about to happen, maybe your own mind started thinking negatively and pushed the opportunity away. Okay, so be careful of that. You got leadership. So becoming a leader, especially if this is a male watching, okay, you can't be a mama's boy or expecting the woman or your future girlfriend, wife, whatever, to be doing everything for you. Okay, you have to step up and become a leader. This could also be saying to make the first move, right? Because a leader is someone that leads. So even if you are a woman, and you don't have to like make a drastic move, but just a smile maybe, or a hello, just being the first to initiate a little something, just so that the other person knows you are interested. Okay? Because remember, people aren't like psychic. They can't tell what it is you want. Sometimes, even if you yourself think you're being a little flirtatious so they'll get the hint, on their side they might be thinking, oh, you're just being friendly, right? Because maybe they're self-conscious or have a lower self-esteem and can't even imagine that someone might be interested in them. I mean, think about the fact that someone as Henry Cavill has like confidence issues and is a little self-conscious because of, I think he was like bullied or something as a kid. I don't know if it was because he was a little chubby or something, I don't know. But even he has dealt with confidence issues. And he's like one of the guys that is like the most wanted, right? So it doesn't matter how the other person looks. You may even think they're out of your league, but maybe they have confidence issues and think you're just being kind. So you have to be the leader to show them that you are interested. Ecstasy. Okay, so this is possibly working on or maybe healing your sexuality, how maybe you express it. Or for some of you, you might, whether this is because of trauma or because you didn't have great relationships, because maybe you were used in that way, but it's possible that some of you might think that being overly sexual is how you're supposed to show someone that you love them, when that's not the case. Okay, you need to stop focusing on your lower chakra and focus on the heart chakra more, and open it so that you connect emotionally and not physically. Physically comes like later, but in the beginning it should be emotional. Okay, you got the key. So working on or healing, this could be insight. Huh. Let's see what the tarot says. This group oh, too many cards. Okay, so what we have here, what you need to work on or heal. Oh, there's two cards here. Five of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. I feel like for some, this could be what you need to work on or heal is the drama. You are possibly associated with some sort of drama. Because the Five of Wands is like a fighting card, right? Even if it's not serious fighting, like physically. This could be like arguments and things like that. So it's like you need to work on the drama that sort of follows you or that you initiate somehow. And I'm hearing that letting go of some sort of argument and possibly even letting go of certain people that keep initiating this or keep bringing this up or constantly bring you down in some way is what ends up becoming a reward for you. It's as if they were the ones entrapping you, as if they were the ones holding you back or limiting you in some way, maybe even preventing success or opportunities to come to you. You seem very impatient with something. So what you need to do is let go. You need to release. You need to work on your patience. And it's like there's a lack of structure that you do need to create a balance somehow in your life. Because things seem a little too chaotic, and it all starts from within you. Okay, if you are agitated or anxious or maybe there's aggression or something in there, those are just symptoms. And whatever triggered the symptom isn't the actual root of the problem. The root is deeper and maybe even goes years before. But anything that triggers you is just a symptom of the root. So next we're going to see what it is that you do need to do. So this reading was currently that we did is what you need to work on, right, or heal. But what we're going to do next is see what you need to do, or like the solutions for you, so that it creates the opportunity for things to flow in. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle cards and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. So this is what you need to do in order for that love to come in. So the last reading was, what you need to heal and work on to cleanse yourself and your life a little. But now we're going to see what it is you need to do in order to pull that love in. Okay, so group 1 also got this card first. Reconnect with Mother Earth. So this is reconnecting with nature, literally and figuratively. Basically, reconnecting with your true self, right? Reconnecting with who you truly are on the inside, who nature has created and birthed you to be. Okay, it can also mean reconnecting with actually nature, right? Spending more time in nature, because nature is grounding, it is humbling, it de-stresses you, it makes you more chill. There's literally no reason to be angry when you're out in nature. Okay? You got anger and rage. So, that's interesting. Dealing with your anger and rage. So like I said in the things that you need to heal and work on, there was a question of, I think I mentioned aggression and things like that, right? Working on that. So it's interesting that it's being brought up here. Oh, and you got the broom. So sweeping away, cleansing, purging. It's interesting that group 1 had similar topics, but just different cards. So this is, you're being asked to basically sweep away, cleanse things from your life. I'm going to repeat what I said with group 1 as well. Go through your home, get rid of anything you had from previous lovers, boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, husbands, whatever. Anything that belongs to them, that reminds you of them, get rid of everything, okay? Because you want the love that comes in, you want it to be special, but you also don't want to bring in baggage into a new relationship, because you don't want to distort it or taint it with old energies, right? You want a fresh start. That's why we got the broom here. You want to sweep away what was and welcome what could be, okay? Okay, so you got a bunch of cards here that fell out. First, we got the Knight of Wands. So igniting your passions, okay? Igniting a fire within you. You don't want to be like a single leveled entity. You want it to be multidimensional. Okay, you want to be complex. You want to have skills and talents and passions and things that, like a purpose in life. Because there's no greater feeling than when you're with someone that has these passions, that they're fueled by them, and it makes you love them more because you see that passion glowing in them and it's beautiful. You want them to thrive, right? So that's what this person wants for you as well. So you need to figure out some sort of hobby, some sort of passion, something that ignites you, that makes you feel alive, because you don't want to be in this aggression, anger state. Okay, you want to be in the fire of passion. Next you have the Four of Swords. So, being chill, okay? Resting. Knowing that you cannot control everything. You can control only what you can control, but everything else is out of your hands, meaning that you have to trust the process. There are things working in the background that you're not aware of. Okay, like I mentioned in group 1, life is also working on your partner, maybe they're the ones that need to learn some, some more lessons before they come to you. So it's not just about you. It's life having to set you both on the same wavelength so that you can enter each other's life. Okay? You got the devil here, so ending toxic habits. Okay, so whether that's maybe smoking or alcohol or drugs or, you know, overeating or undereating or, whatever it is, any sort of temptation, any obsession, anything like that you need to work on and sort. Okay, if you need, go to therapy or meditate, create a schedule where you work out or go for a run every morning, just something that sort of shakes you up and balances you out. It can do wonders for your mind. You also have the Five of Cups of grieving, letting go. So there are things that you need to let go of, that you need to grieve, say goodbye to. Just remember not to focus too deeply on loss or the things you don't have or the things you lack, because that can be destroying for your life. And you don't want, and you can't even attract someone with that sort of energy around you. Okay, because that is lower frequency energy. So you want to function at your highest, at your best. Okay, and lastly, you got the Queen of Swords. So focused energy. Being able to, you have to be able to withstand the storm. Okay, not be dramatic, not freak out, not have anger issues, but to be calm and weather things out. Adapt, step back and evaluate, reflect, regroup, whatever you need to do in order to come at things with maturity, with calmness, and, just like wisdom. Because if you're constantly coming at things with how you always have, then you're never growing. Okay, you need to relax more and work on yourself. This is the thing that so many people get wrong, is when they're manifesting, they think that just creating a vision board and looking at it every day is going to somehow magically make things happen. The last thing they want to do, and what they should do, is take accountability. Okay, nothing comes to you by doing something easy and hoping it comes to you. You actually have to work on it. You have to face your shadow. You have to face your inner demons. You have to look at them in the eyes and see your traumas, your guilt, your shame, the things you have done wrong to others, the things others have done wrong to you. You have to face all of it. Because when you cleanse all that out, when you can say words without them triggering you, that's when you gain the power. Think about it this way. Okay, and this is why I hate the YouTube censorship, is because it creates more victims, right? When you try to silence and not say specific words, you're telling people to not talk about what is being done to them or what they have been through. And when they don't talk about it, not only is it worse for them because they're holding on to that, but it's also worse for the people that are currently still victims that can't ask for help because they're not allowed to say those words. They're not allowed to talk about it, right? So that's why censorship is actually preventing healing and encouraging destruction and more victims to be birthed. Okay? I don't know if you watched the Conjuring movies. If you have, if you haven't, check them out. Okay, but if you have, if you remember in, I think it was, I don't know if it was the second or third movie, where Ed and Lorraine go to England to save that girl from like whatever is possessing her. And that nun entity constantly kept haunting Lorraine, right? It kept coming to her. And no matter how much she fought it, she couldn't beat it until she said its name. And that's when she had power over it. That is why I'm telling you, from my own experience as well, when you can actually say the term or the word, or the words, the phrase, whatever it is, of what either you have done to others or what others have done to you, when you can actually name it, you already have power over it. Okay, when it does not trigger you anymore. At first it's going to be shameful. It's going to feel maybe disgusting and ugly and icky. But the more you face it, the more you talk to someone about it, you're going to free yourself. That one day when you are seeing that word pop up on your screen through social media, or you watch a movie regarding that topic of something you have been through, and it doesn't affect you, you have conquered that demon. Okay? Words matter. And you need to have power over them. Okay? So group 2, that is all I have for you. I wish you guys luck. Remember that I do personal readings. You can also become a member. And I have recently started to upload spooky collections to my shop. So check all those out, and I'll see you next time. Welcome, group 3. Let us see what it is you need to heal or cleanse or work on at this time in your life. So you got rejection. So either someone has rejected you recently that maybe you went out with or wanted to go out with, and that sort of stuck with you, right? Because it stings, it hurts. And it's like you want to get back out there to find that person, but you seem to be dragging along this baggage of what was and the pain from it. This could also mean, for some of you, that you are rejecting yourself, right? You're not in balance with yourself, because this is the number 13. 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 is a balanced foundation, right? So because we're asking about what you need to heal or work on, it's about balancing yourself. Okay, taking care of yourself, being kinder to yourself, not over-analyzing or overwhelming yourself. Okay, so anytime you do something that goes against yourself, you are in the state of rejection. Okay, so healing that side of you. You got earth magic, nature, rituals, and charms. So what you need to work on here is your nature. Your true, authentic nature, and creating maybe a schedule for yourself or a ritual, whatever you need. With the charms here, this could be tools. So working on the tools needed in order for you to heal yourself in whatever this rejection is. Whether it comes from you internally or is external and someone has rejected you, right? So getting back to your basics at your core, your default self, your true self. Laugh and have fun. Smile, positive energy and joyfulness. So this is something you need to work on, because you're constantly possibly in the state of negativity, being pessimistic, which basically pushes away opportunities, especially amazing people that could be coming your way, right? But by being in the state of joy and happiness and laughter. I'm not saying you always need to be happy 24/7, but just like content, satisfied, you know, being grateful for what you do have and not focusing on what you don't. Because that feeling of gratefulness creates more gratefulness. That means that more great things will come for you to be grateful about. Okay, so you have to shift your perception to focus on the more positive, you know, glass half full sort of vibe. Balance. So you got the balance card here, which I already mentioned with the 13th number here. So what you need to work on is balancing, grounding yourself, not being too much of one thing, but creating harmony within you. Okay, and you got fire. So something regarding your passions. Maybe this is also needing to heal or work on your own inner fire, your creativity, your sexuality, maybe even if you have any aggression or anger. Okay, so these are things you need to work on at this current time in your life. Okay, so what you need to work on is your patience, that's for one. You need to be a lot more patient. It would be great for you at this current time to reflect more, to go inside yourself. Okay, with the Hermit card there. So doing some inner work, whether that's journaling, meditation, breathing exercises, timeline healing, ancestral healing, whatever it is, just going deeper and centering yourself in order to cleanse this debris. You got the Magician and the Hierophant. That is powerful combination here. So this is some deep, deep magic. This is working on, I heard, roots. Okay, so this is basically cleansing generational toxicity of some kind. Whether it's abuse, some sort of trauma, substance, poverty, financial issues. There seems to be something deeply rooted that needs to be worked on and cleansed. With the Magician, this is telling you that you might have the tools you need in order for you to do this. You just have to set the time and actually work on it. Just remember that it has to come natural, okay? With the earth magic here, rituals, nature, charms. So this is something that needs to come natural. You can do, let's say, guided meditations for generational, like cleansing and stuff, healing. But come up with your own ritual that actually feels right for you. Because when you do things that others are doing, when you say other people's words, like certain prayers or spells or things like that, it's like those are their words, and you might not even feel the weight of the words when you're saying them. To you, they're just words. But if you created your own, then there would be an emotion and intention set behind them from the start, so their weight will feel like heavier for you, and it will work better for you. Okay, so create some sort of ritual that heals your bloodline. Because potentially, maybe you've noticed that there have been many divorces in your family, or like abuse, or things that just didn't work out in partnerships, and maybe that's why you have been struggling with it. But it's like your ancestors need that cleanse. They need to be forgiven for whatever they have done. They need to be given some comfort and love sent their way in case something has been done to them, right? So you need to cleanse that bloodline in order for you to have like a clear path for yourself, okay? So now we are going to find out. So we just found out what it is you need to work on or heal. But next we're going to find out what it is that you should be doing in order to pull in that love that you have been waiting for. Okay? So I'm going to shuffle the cards and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. So let us see what it is you need to do to manifest that true love. You got begin writing now. Create, express, and inspire. So this could be creativity for some of you. Maybe igniting some sort of passion in the arts, right? Like music, literature, painting, sculpture, pottery, graphic design, digital design, I don't know. There's just so many fields and branches of art that literally, even if you are of a scientific or mathematical mind, you will still find something that probably fills you, and makes you happy. Okay, everyone should do something artistic and creative. So it's also possible that to journal, right, to release your feelings and emotions. And even when you're journaling, it's not just about releasing, but sometimes when you read back on some of your entries, you will find that there's some insight there for you that at the time you didn't see, but later on you find is useful somehow. Okay, so you could learn a lot about yourself when you are journaling and writing things out. You got renewal, okay. So the common thread in all three groups here is the need for a fresh start. So I'm gonna have to repeat to you guys what I also mentioned in group 1 and 2. If you have anything from your previous lovers, you need to get rid of it, because you don't want to be dragging old baggage into a potentially new relationship. Okay? I would ask you to purge your home. Like, go through every single drawer, every single closet, anything under your bed, around your bed, in a cabinet, in your counters, whatever it is. Take your time, one room at a time. Take everything out, put it on the bed or on a table or on the floor. Go through each individual item, no matter how small or big. Everything has to be looked through. And then create a pile, what's for trash, what's for donating or selling, and what you want to keep. Okay? And go through every single room like that. And then rearrange your furniture. Clean, vacuum, dust, wash your floors, clean your windows, your drainage pipes, everything. So that you are functioning at a fresh, clean slate. Imagine as if you are being blessed with the most valued of people, okay, where they will match you so perfectly that they will fill you with a love you have never felt before. Okay, so if you knew that that is what was coming to you, what would you do in order to prepare for it? Okay? So prepare your home, prepare yourself, be the version of you that you want them to be. If you're looking for someone loyal, faithful, beautiful, clean, hygienic, whatever it is, be that for yourself. Because it's not about just the other person working on them and being perfect for you. You have to match that energy and be also that for them. Okay? So renewal, you need freshness. You need to purge, to rearrange, to clean, and prepare for them. Even if this might not come right away, it doesn't matter. Maintain your environment as if they might come any day. So what you have to do, fire. So igniting your passion, functioning in a place that comes from the heart. Okay, functioning from a place of love. From having passion, not just within yourself, but like something you're doing, right? Like a hobby, something you love to do, something you fulfill your time with and feel your best doing. Okay? And also, not just for you, but because it's always great when our partner has like some sort of passion, right? When they're talking about it and you see so much life and light inside of them when they talk about this hobby of theirs, and it's beautiful to see. Okay, so just like I mentioned the previous group, that's something that your partner will want to see in you as well. You don't want to be flat and mundane and have nothing going for you. You want to be a multi-dimensional being. Okay, so what can you guys do in order to attract love? And here are the steps, okay? It's like, first off, you need to build your foundation. Okay, you need to have some sort of, what's it called? Satisfaction in your life. Okay, being satisfied with what you have, even if you don't have much. Okay, for me personally, my walls in my house are filled with mold. The other day, when we had like a rainstorm, it actually started leaking onto my bed. So we had to go and fix the roof tiles. And since they were partially broken, we had to like fill the hole with like plastic and stuff, just so that no rain comes in anymore. So there's just a lot happening, right? This is like parts of this house is like over 100 years old. But even though the walls are horrible and, you know, the structure is slowly falling and crumbling and chipping apart, I still decorate my room, and, you know, I still maintain it and try to make it pretty just to feel some satisfaction. Because there's no point in complaining or focusing on lack when there's nothing you can do about it, right? I don't come from, you know, a stable financial place. So I can't pay for the renovations or anything. So the best I can do is just make it pretty despite what it looks like. Okay, so you need to find the beauty in the midst of chaos. Another thing that you need to do is stop lying to yourself or to other people. Because the lies that you tell yourself will only blind you, and you'll never see reality for what it truly is. And sure, maybe you are trying to make yourself look better than you are, or maybe you are trying to fake it till you make it, or safeguard your heart in some way. But all of that is destroying you. Because when you're not looking at the reality of the situation, you're creating an illusion. And when you create an illusion, you can't ever function in a loyal, faithful, realistic relationship, because you're not even coming from that place. Okay? So you need to stop lying to yourself, you need to stop lying to other people, and you need to function from a place of authenticity. Even if you're not into commitments, don't pretend you are. Don't lie to someone to make them believe they're special when you still want to see other people. Be upfront. Own it. If that is you, then that is you. Okay? Maybe someone comes along eventually that breaks that down. Maybe you're not a person that likes to commit because of some pain from your past, and this is how you guard your heart so that you aren't the one being hurt. But if you're not willing to heal the root cause of this, then at least don't betray and hurt other people. Just be upfront. Tell them right off the bat that you're not into commitments, that you just like to keep things casual, and that's it. And tell them, I'm not going to change. This is me. So accept me or don't. If you're looking for something, some actual commitment, then I'm not for you. And walk away. Be the bigger person if you have to. Don't wait for them to have to walk away in tears because they hoped you would change. If you know you're not going to change, then you have to be the bigger person and walk away. Okay? So that is for people that aren't into commitment. But for those that are, okay, so stop lying to yourself and others, and there needs to be some sort of cleansing, as I said, purging of some sort, breaking it down, even of your own ego, okay? You need to humble yourself. With the hermit here, you need to spend some time alone. Don't jump from one relationship to another, okay? Spend some time alone and reflect. Through reflection, you might get some insight. You might learn something about yourself that is needed for that relationship that might be coming in. And underneath the deck, you have the Four of Wands, which again shows, stepping back and resting, right? I think group 1 had this card come up. Resting, knowing that there are things happening in the background, so you need to have patience, okay? Anything that comes from force is never of value, and it will end disastrously. So never force anything. Don't be desperate for anything. Allow life to work out as it should, naturally and gracefully, okay? You can control things like, going out there and spending more time around people, maybe joining some clubs, maybe attending events, but don't expect things to happen. Don't expect to meet someone. Just do those things out of pure fun, right? Just have a good time. Because anything of value comes unexpectedly, when you don't expect it. Okay? So it's interesting that all three groups literally had the same thread come through each of them. So that was interesting. So group 3, that is all I have for you. I really hope this resonated and helped you out a bit to know what you should be doing, what you should not be doing. Remember that I also do personal readings, so if you need more insight on this topic or any other, you can check out the links below Everything is linked down there. I also have memberships if you want free readings every month, discounts, and other perks. And I recently also started posting spooky collections in my shop, so you can check that out. And I will see you guys next time.